I'm so surprised that no one in any comments of the podcast mentioned that at all. Of like, I thought there was going to start a discussion of like the best place to be tortured.
Hey, welcome to episode 97 of Front Seat Gamer. I'm Nick. I'm here with Saveun.
Hey, Nick.
And Blake.
Hey.
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
Yeah, 97.
Yep.
97.
We're closing in.
We've been...
On the final episode?
Well,
Yep. We've been building to that
grand
final...
finale?
Yep. We finally kill the host.
Jesus.
By the way, this is my last week hosting. Next week, Blake is taking over.
We've just passed, I think, our fourth, year.
Oh,
Cool.
We've been doing this for 4 years, right? I'm pretty sure.
maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm supposed to know. Yeah, it's been 4 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
It feels like 5.
It feels like I've lost count. Like,
I mean, I think you may have lost count.
yeah.
It
Definitely sounds like
it
you've
sounds
lost
like you've lost count. What have you guys been playing?
Oh, yep. Everyone's looking at me.
Everyone's yep.
Gosh, video games. I've been playing video games.
I've heard of those.
Yeah. I've been twitching too.
What you been twitching?
Ooh, I was making a character. So I'm working on a character for a side project, and I was pretty smart because I started streaming when Synthesis came out.
Oh, cool. So you...
Yeah, so I had like 2 viewers. But
Good.
Shout out to Potter Apple. He was hanging out with me for a
Nice.
bit. And that was cool. Still more Apex, Red Dead stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of Ashen.
Mm-hmm.
Red Dead's interesting because there's nothing pulling me back to that game, and I'm wondering at this point what would bring me back.
So with Grand Theft Auto, it was the online, right, that kept bringing you back.
Yeah, I just liked looking at it.
Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, 5.
But
I just kept going back to it. I was
Red
playing...
Dead is so much.
Yeah, it's
more,
fantastic.
though.
Yeah, but I guess maybe it's just like lack of free time or whatever. Because I do want to go through and play that single player
Is
again.
the setting got something to do with it? Where you're just like,
Maybe.
I can't really relate to this setting. Like,
Is it the pace? Because GTA, the presence of like cars and planes and all these vehicles means you can kind of whiz around the world.
Yeah.
It's fun to just move around, right?
I think there is something.
Whereas Red Dead, you're pretty much bound to foot and horseback, right?
and,
Yeah.
And you also know the feel of living in a city,
Mm.
but you don't know the feel of riding on a horseback in a field, right?
Yeah. You know, Grand Theft Auto Online ended up doing like really interesting things with their multiplayer. Like they got really wacky with it.
Yeah.
Whereas like Red Dead is still,
They're playing it quite straight.
yeah, and it's kind of normal.
But
Like,
how long did it take the Grand Theft Auto Online to get wacky?
Yeah.
A couple of years, right?
Yeah, a few years.
Yeah. So I think maybe come back to Red Dead in a few years and you'll be like, oh my god, everyone's wearing clown suits and everyone's like,
Yeah, they got
I'm
tanks
riding
now.
polar bears.
The steampunk rocket.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
That Back to the Future steampunk train will be like hooning around.
That'd be cool. Like air balloons.
Yeah,
Just going-
actually, air balloon wars.
Yeah, but they did with the first Red Dead. They had Undead Nightmare, and I wonder if like they're working on something similar.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Because I would definitely go back if there was something like that for this, and maybe with like a more fleshed out multiplayer as well.
Yeah,
Because these
you were saying for the first Red Dead, their multiplayer was like you started with a donkey and you sort of like worked your way up.
it's similar to how it is now, and just grinding for like better
Yeah,
positions, like better guns, better steeds or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that still exists, but it's not much outside of that.
okay.
It's still in beta too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I
The
mean,
online.
you can't talk about it then. You can't.
Oh yeah.
Well,
What
you
do
can't
you can't talk
give it
about
a you can't give it a rating then. If
Yeah.
it's because that's the thing.
But do it anyway.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
No, give it a rating.
Give it out of
Out of 7.
out of 7.
Yeah.
With
Jeez.
5 being the
It's like
maximum.
above it.
5 being the max. That's
Yeah.
7.
It's above average. Like it's fine.
Yep. The fine doesn't like
Wow.
sound like above
It's
average.
above average. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, like a
The thing
fine
is, I
wine.
don't play it, so I guess it's like average. You know,
Okay.
I guess that fine really
What would it
Yeah.
take?
summed up like how I felt about it.
What
Yeah.
would it take for you to want to play it?
I think if more mates were on it, that would get me in. But the activities aren't really there either.
Mm,
Like they've got like dumb battle royale modes,
right.
and they're just not
beta,
fun.
though.
Yeah, they are in beta.
What if there were pirates and waves? On
Oh, you
which
can
to
get out on the
sail?
water.
Yeah, and then you go and look for treasure.
What if
Would I be able to bail water in this theoretical game?
Buy it.
Bail water.
Oh, bail. Yeah, I think that would be
Buy water.
most of what you're doing is
Yeah.
bailing water. I think
that's a tough sales business trying to sell water when
sell
you're
water to
to a
someone on the
pirate.
ocean. In all fairness, if it's drinkable,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true.
Mm.
No, they're just getting
Probably
out of the
quite
sea.
good.
That's
Why would I pay for water?
I don't
Surrounded
know,
by
maybe you're
it
thirsty.
literally falls from the sky.
Got me there.
Yeah.
It's literally raining water.
Yeah. But it doesn't grow on trees, so you know.
No.
Why bring up like Sea of Thieves suddenly?
Because I mean that's another open world,
Oh, with not much to do.
not much to do,
Mm.
Dude,
not
they've,
many goals.
They've had a bunch of updates since they first came out, which was like about a year ago. They just
Yeah.
had their, like us, they just had their 1 year, or they just had their birthday.
Mhm.
You just said it was 4 years.
yeah, but
You
Wait,
really
what's
have
happening?
lost count.
yeah. But they just celebrated their like birthday, and like the game has changed a lot in that 1 year.
Have you
Like,
played it recently?
I played it recently for like 5 minutes.
So clearly the improvements are
I've been keeping an eye on it online.
okay.
you
So
know.
why haven't you played for more than 5 minutes?
I think I think it's kind of like what Saveun was saying, that I just don't have any friends. like-
mhm.
We're old
Because
now.
that game is so much more fun with players, or
right
with friends.
Someone else to do the bailing for you.
Yeah, I want to be the captain, and I need
I'm the captain now.
someone to be below deck bailing water, because I'm just such a shit captain. I keep crashing into things.
Yep.
But yeah, I played it for like more than 5 minutes. I mean, I played it for like half an hour,
Okay.
which is still not much time.
No.
But
How
just solo, I was like, it's not really that great.
interesting. How many other players were on? Did it seem busy?
I didn't see any other sales.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, no, I saw one other sale, but I don't know. There sounds like there's a pretty like there is a like
A
pretty
small but
dedicated,
dedicated
yeah,
community?
yeah, a small
Mm.
but dedicated like community,
Well,
and I think it's doing well. I think like why?
I mean, you said you didn't see anybody.
Yeah.
You only played it for half
Well,
an hour. You didn't feel.
from
But
like
you think it's doing well?
from the updates and stuff, and I still see like YouTube videos like pop up about it. Like people are playing this and streaming it.
But
and, like,
how
having
many
a-
views are those
Oh,
two videos
I
getting?
don't know. I didn't view it.
Mm. Interesting.
I don't know. I just maybe the thing is that I just want that game to do well, because I like the whole idea of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yet you don't play it.
Yeah, I don't play it because I don't have friends that want to play it. That's the problem. This is the problem with with a game that relies on multiplayer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they offer single player, and it's fine, but it's like it's nowhere near as fun and
It's fine, huh?
yeah, it's
About as good as Red Dead.
It is. Maybe it is. Maybe that's the thing. Like it feels like a good base of a game.
Mm.
And even now they've had so many updates and stuff that it's a pretty damn good game. But
Mm.
if you're playing it by yourself, it really lacks.
Mm.
Because all the fun stuff I've seen online, like I have watched some videos of like streamers and stuff, and it's always like they've got a full crew, and they're like encountering other full crews, and they're like getting into massive fights with multiple ships, and it's all fun and stuff.
Right.
I'm like, this looks great, but I can't scrounge together like 3 other friends.
Aw. Well, I won't play with you.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Nick.
Nick, I'm waiting for you to join me on Apex.
Yeah, I told you. Well, I'll download it
Friday?
at
We're
work.
doing this?
Play some on Friday.
All right.
I'll just click on people's heads. I've heard that's how you win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, you want to play on Friday at work?
Yeah.
Man, I'll get in on that.
Shit.
I'll shout at you from across the office.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool.
What else are you playing?
Man, I've been playing a lot of God of War.
Did you finish it?
No.
Okay, cool.
I burnt out on it because like everyone was telling me you got to play it on hard difficulty. That's like where the game is. Like it's awesome. It's awesome.
That
on
doesn't
hard.
sound right. Everyone was telling you that?
Everyone was telling me this.
Huh.
And then like I was just not having a good time with it. And then recently I was like, you know what, I want to revisit that game, but I'm gonna knock it down to the easiest like possible, and I'm bloody loving it. It's
Cool.
it's so good, and it's still hard enough. Like there was a couple of boss fights where I died in it, and like playing on hard, just I was getting one shot by wolves. Like it was not fun, and like I kept being told that it was like, oh, it's just like Dark Souls at this difficulty level. You know, you got to be careful. Every move matters, but it's not designed to be like Dark Souls. Like that's the thing. It's way more of just a basher, you know,
a brawler,
yeah,
as opposed to like a pattern recognition test.
Yeah. That's exactly it. And there is patterns to recognize, but it's just not designed to be like
not as forgiving in a way, I guess.
Yeah, which is weird to say that Dark Souls is forgiving, but
they
Dark
give
Souls
you,
is designed a very specific way.
Yeah, they give you strong signals
Yeah.
for attacks and room to maneuver and stuff like that.
But knocking it down to the easiest difficulty, I'm loving it.
Cool.
It's I'm into the story. Like before, I couldn't even like concentrate on the story because I was just getting so pissed off with constantly dying. Yeah, it's great.
Like when you were playing it on hard, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it
Amateur,
was
man.
it. Yeah, I mean that's people will say that, but like who cares?
How far
I'm
did you
having a
get
good
on
time.
hard?
I got to what did I get to on hard? It was where was
The
it?
opening credits.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was,
okay. That
It was
first boss fight.
it was the lake went down like I don't know how many times the lake goes down, but like it went down once.
Okay.
Yeah, and basically it was like right after you go to some elves, the elf place.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, and I started going around the lake, doing side stuff, but like just getting murdered constantly.
Yeah.
I tried to do. There was a side mission where you got to free a dragon. Just getting slaughtered constantly. That's kind of where I stopped.
Right. Okay.
And there was a side mission where like you go and get a whetstone from a vault, and the last chamber I went into, and there was a wolf, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna waste this thing, and then it just jumped at me and killed me, and I was just like, this game is just this is no good.
Yeah.
Did you have to start again when you turned the difficulty down, or is it all?
No. You can do it on the fly. I could turn it up again if I want.
Oh, nice.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good.
Which is,
Yeah, I'm not good at those games either. Like
Yeah.
I think I played it on easiest or normal.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was no chance I was going to play that on hard.
Yeah. It's
I tried playing both God of War and God of War 2
yeah.
back on the PlayStation 2, and I think I just played it on like the normal difficulty. But the thing I couldn't enjoy about it was just how many hits it took to kill basic monsters.
Okay.
Like you would wail on them for like 30 seconds, and then you'd have to like do those like quick time events to kill them, and I was like
yeah.
not having a good time.
Yeah. There hasn't. Oh, just in general combat, there's not really any quick time events.
Yeah, that was like a fad that God of War started and then dropped.
Well, it's because they could do these epic battles,
yes,
like these.
and it would keep you involved.
Yeah, and keep you involved.
But and that was I think cool at the time. But then every game started doing it.
Yeah.
Like
And people got sick of it.
Shenmue used to do quick time events as well, and they would
Yeah.
like happen out of nowhere. You'd be walking on the street, and then a kid kicks a soccer ball, and you have to like mash circle
Yeah.
or whatever to not get hit in the face.
I remember Final Fantasy even had quick time events. In one of the Final Fantasies, I can't remember which one, maybe 10, because that's the last one I played. You'd do a summon, and you had to like do like a quick time event to get extra damage.
In Final Fantasy VIII, your
Was it 8?
GFs had a thing they could learn called Boost, I think.
Yeah.
Which meant that if you held down Select and then spammed the square button,
Maybe
you
it was
could
that.
up their damage.
But
up to,
still,
like,
why even bother?
200%. Yeah, it was a bummer.
Yeah.
It was.
It's such a like if you're just bashing one thing, that's
Yep.
like there are times in God of War where you are just like hitting one thing and it's
Mhm.
like to open a door or something like that, and I just feel like why bother?
I think you can turn that off.
Can you?
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
don't like it.
Because there's times where he'll just like lift up a boulder that's blocking the road,
Mm.
and it's not a quick time event and it's fine, and then there's other times where it's like I
You
gotta
open a door.
I gotta open a door, but I gotta bash.
This
on
is
it,
what a
like,
door feels like.
yeah. It's just real weird.
What's
but-
weird is I've never tapped on an object a bunch of times to make it move.
Yeah.
If I need to push something, I hold it down. Like I lean into it. You should just have to hold the button down.
Yeah, but it's just such a weird thing where to keep going in the story, you've just got to hit this one button like 10 times.
Mm.
It just like it feels weird. Why not just have? To me, it's just like just give me a cutscene. It's fine. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I don't need to be that involved in,
Mhm.
Yeah.
in what's happening. Like I'm
Yeah.
doing all the fighting. The game can push this rock out of the way for me. Like
fine.
yeah.
I don't need to know what that feels like.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like, yeah, in general fighting, like, I guess instead of a quick time event now, you can knock a enemy down and you can activate like a little sort of like a little cutscene where he'll just beat the shit out of the monster.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead, and you don't need to press anything other than just start it and he'll
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Neat.
But yeah, dude, I'm really loving it. I'm liking all the puzzles as well. There's like a lot of environmental puzzles and all this stuff. And I get this, I get this. It's this funny feeling where you're going along this lake and you're coming up to like the next area where there's like a side quest, and you look up at this cliff and you just see like activities, basically like things that need to be triggered and like turned on or turned
Oh
off.
boy.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh man,
Can't wait.
you're basically looking up at a giant puzzle cube and being
Mm.
like, oh boy, I can't wait to get in there and like figure out what's going on. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, and I'm loving the story. It's like it's pretty great. Yeah, but we had that podcast last year with Jonathan where he just raved about it. So really anything I say is just repeating.
Is there
what he
anything you
enjoyed.
don't like about it?
Well, I mean the button bashing
Yep.
on
Other than moving rocks.
man, I can't really think of anything I don't really like about it.
How's your build? What kind of gems are you using?
Oh, I've been going a lot of runic damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got an ability that like adds extra like frost damage to my weapon, and so like before a fight I just power that up, and
Yep.
then I'm doing like runic damage, and it's great.
That's cool.
And I've got I think a talisman or some other gem that boosts my runic when I've got a runic spell on cooldown.
Cool.
So I turn that on, and I'm getting like double boosts.
Awesome.
It's great. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really loving it.
Nice.
Cool. I played a little bit of Mario Odyssey recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been chipping away at that game slowly because I was playing it with my wife, but she gets sick every time I play. So
It's because you play so terribly in it. So you just can't.
I
can't
have
stand it.
the camera constantly rotating.
Yeah.
So I finally beat that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much you guys know about Mario Odyssey. I didn't know this, but you unlock at the end of it Peach's castle.
Okay.
Spoilers, by the way. I guess.
Oh man.
And which was if you remember Mario 64, that's like where the game takes place.
Yeah, you unlock that at the start.
Yeah, and they play like an orchestral version of that music,
Whoa.
and it's like it's not the same layout, but it's a similar layout, and there are like little towers hidden around the place with paintings in them that you jump into,
Cool.
and you can unlock the Mario 64 outfit.
Oh
So
man.
I bought the 64 hat bit, or
Yeah.
the Mario 64 hat, and
So it's real blocky.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
and then you go into an area that is straight out of Mario 64. It's great. They just play like it's just a love letter to Mario, which is just so good.
Dude, you know what would actually make me buy a Switch? Is a
What?
remastered version of Mario 64.
Have you played Mario Odyssey? Mario Odyssey is so good.
I want that nostalgia, man.
That's what I'm
I want to
saying.
relive. I want a whole game of it. I don't want some like little side area.
Okay. But
But like you just saying, the score, and I was just like in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that when you walk into the castle, and it's like, yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And playing a remastered version, it would be like playing how I remember it, not how it actually is.
You know what's so good about Mario is it rewards you for doing what you want to do, and this is the same thing
Yeah.
that Zelda does. And so I don't know if you remember in Mario 64, once you have unlocked the wing cap,
Hmm.
I think, when you go into the entrance of Peach's castle, you're like standing on like a sun mosaic,
Oh yeah,
and there's like light shining down, and you can look up,
Yeah.
and it takes you to a secret level.
yeah. I remember
So, I walk into the Peach's castle foyer, and sure enough, there's the mosaic,
that.
and
Oh,
I look up, and it gives me a star.
nice.
Yeah,
But no secret
no,
level.
no secret level.
Ah.
But the fact that they were like,
Yeah.
people are gonna do this.
Yep.
And I did it, and I got rewarded for it.
Mm.
Ooh.
Wouldn't it be cool
Felt
if you
good.
had a secret level though? And a whole game.
There are a lot
Mario
of
64.
there are quite a few secrets in that game already.
Yeah.
The a sheer volume of moons to collect
Yeah.
is pretty astounding. Also, I found out you can just buy some of them.
Oh, wow.
At Peach's Castle. I bought 10 moons,
Jesus.
What?
Okay.
and I there's like I
What do
can
you
buy
do
a
with the
whole-
moons then?
You
You just collect them.
they unlock more outfits,
Okay.
and also I unlocked the Dark Side of the Moon, which I have yet to play.
Oh, that's a good album.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a Pink Floyd concert
Yeah.
that I attend.
Yep.
But that game is just a delight. On you can go on top of Peach's castle, and
Oh.
Yoshi's there.
Oh man, so good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm loving it.
and then you
This
throw
sounds
your
great.
throw your hat on Yoshi, and you become Yoshi.
Oh shit.
And then so you get to run around as Yoshi eating fruit and stuff. It's so
Whoa.
good. The game is so good. That's all.
Yeah.
That's basically what I've been playing. Oh, and of course, I've been playing Path of Exile because we launched Synthesis a week ago, as of today.
Mhm.
Want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
What did you guys do on it?
I didn't really do too much actually. I really.
Oh
didn't
yeah,
do too
I
much,
thought you
yeah.
worked on a bit of that hub.
Just a little bit. Like, there's the base sort of platforms that the base of the bridge.
Yeah,
I worked on those, but most like almost all of it is Fabian, the new environment artist at work.
Mm.
Yeah, he did a lot of it, which looked really cool.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful looking league.
Mm.
That's I think something everyone has agreed on. It visually is probably one of our most impressive leagues yet. That
Oh,
decay effect is really cool. I've also seen a lot of positive feedback about the lore, which makes me feel good
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
because we wrote a bunch of lore, and people figured out that there's like secret lore if you get like a 4 connection memory and all sorts of stuff. It's neat. So that's there's been less positivity about other things involving synthesis.
Really?
Yeah. Criticisms regarding, well, first of all, bugginess. There are bugs.
What kind of bugs?
Well, I mean, it depends on your PC, but you can get a lot of crashing. There are weird things about the decay at times where it like goes too quickly. There's weird portal bugs, or at least there were weird portal bugs in the memory nexus, which is the area that Blake was talking about.
Mhm.
Also, people don't like that there is a 10 memory limit. They don't like that you can't rotate the pieces. And they don't like that just navigating the nexus, they say it feels clunky, which is... I think it's a fair criticism in the context of like the number of times you have to click on objects to like set up the next area, for example. But we're like,
Well, you mean like you got to click on?
you click
the
on like
thing,
the
and
the
then-
memory stabilizer thing,
Yeah.
and then you like lay down the next piece.
Yeah.
Or
then
you have
you-
to have set it up
And
previously.
then you go through the portal,
right, and there's a load screen.
and then you
people
click on the
No.
thing on the other side of the portal.
right.
Yeah.
So there's just quite a few clicks.
Yep.
And that can make it feel a bit clunky.
Hmm.
But spoilers, if you haven't played Synthesis, about to spoil some stuff, people really liked the big twist. There's a big twist. Did you guys know there was a big twist?
No, I didn't.
Blake, did
Are
you
you
know
going
about
to
No,
spoil
I
it right now?
I don't think
Spoiling it.
All right.
So Kavas is the NPC for the league,
Yeah.
and it was decided pretty early on that he should also be the villain. And trying to make that work was tricky, because in order for him to become the villain, someone has to take over his role. So Zana does that.
Hmm.
And one thing I wanted for this league was for to like drive home the idea that you are walking through memories. I wanted narration throughout them. So this is what the lore is. Like you enter a memory, and then Kavas will talk about, let's say, something about like if you're in a volatile set, he'll talk about like some aspect of vol culture, like from first person,
Yeah.
present tense, as if he's experiencing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if he becomes the villain, I didn't want that narration to go away because it's cool. And I didn't want him to be narrating it still, because it doesn't really make sense for him to be narrating it still. So all of our dialogue had to be recorded twice.
Whoa.
Once as Kavas and once as Zana. And it's also one of the first times we have like sort of a cutscene. We very rarely do things with a centrally lore focus in Path of Exile.
Hmm.
Like there's very few times when there is a story driving moment where a story is the focus. But we have one for Synthesis, where after you get your first Shaper memory fragment, the next area you go into, and you enter the next memory, and there's no monsters initially, and you're actually in like the Templar laboratory, which is where your map device stuff begins usually, and Kava starts narrating about a confrontation between Venarius, who was involved in the Atlas lore, and the Shaper, basically, and then that's where like there's a big twist, and Kavas turns out to be the villain. And in fact, it turns out to be Venarius, and he's been rewriting memories. And so people, we didn't tell anybody about this. We never didn't signal it. Although we did put out some music. We put out the league's theme, and the MP3 name was Venarius, which is the name of the villain that is meant to be super secret. So
did you see if anyone had noticed
several people noticed it.
Yeah.
We also spoiled an item.
But that kind of little stuff just creates theories and like more hype, right? Like
Yeah, maybe.
this is like
It also spoils it.
yeah, maybe. But this is like there was leading into the Last Jedi movie.
Yeah.
There was all this like theorizing about who Snoke is, and Snoke's theme is based on a theme from the music is based on a theme that plays when in I think episode 3 when Palpatine is talking about Darth Plagueis the Wise, and people are like, oh, he's Darth Plagueis. Oh, this is it. This is what it is. And it was like it just generated mass amounts of like hype and theories and you know that.
And then Snoke got punked.
Yep. I mean that's partly this is partly why I was so disappointed with Last Jedi, was that I'd built myself up with all these theories, and then
you were ready for some Darth Plagueis action.
Well, it was or something related, and I was like, oh, what could it be? What's it gonna be?
Yeah,
I'm expecting to be surprised either way, and I was surprised, but not satisfactory.
When's the next one in that
I think
specific
it's
series?
coming out this year, December probably.
You excited?
I mean, I'll see it.
Saveun, are you excited?
For Star Wars?
Yeah.
No.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's
is it
one
weird?
movie. Just like
Isn't
it felt
a
like
bummer
they'd
that, like-
swept the rug out from under people.
Here's-
That's what it felt like.
I have. Okay, so the Last Jedi, that was the first of the new trilogy, right?
No,
No.
the Force Awakens. Was
Force Awakens.
yeah.
Yes, sorry, good. That stuck too close to like the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then people were like, okay, well, that was just like warming people up
Yeah.
to like the new trilogy.
Yeah.
And then the Last Jedi literally kills off Luke
Yeah.
and then also the villain.
Also the villain.
And then now what?
And then also like tries to put a stop to the whole like whose Ray's parents are, like kind of
Yeah.
mystery.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, there are countless YouTube videos talking about like Ryan Johnson's decision to just like undercut. Like he cared more about subverting your expectations than like satisfying anyone's like anything.
The satisfying movie.
Yeah, making it. Yeah.
Why are we talking about Star Wars again?
I don't know.
So anyway, Path of Exile.
Yep.
It's pretty neat. Check it
Okay.
out.
How cool does Zana look?
Zana looks great.
I was not involved in that. I just saw her.
Did you
going in.
see? Did you see that Mathel, one of our streamers, dressed up as Zana?
I think I did see a thumbnail of that.
Yep. Yep.
It's pretty
Blake,
cool.
did you see that?
I don't think I did.
You should check it out.
He's not the guy that always dresses up, is he? Like, because I remember for Delve, there was someone that.
He dressed up as
Yeah,
Derek Zoolander.
Yeah, I
in,
did.
in a
I
miner's
did see
outfit.
that guy.
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
for Betrayal, he dressed up as a detective. For Bestiary,
Oh,
he
yes,
dressed
I
up,
did see that. Yeah.
For Bestiary, he dressed up as Ash Ketchum.
Oh, cool.
And so for
Yeah.
Synthesis, he dressed up as Zana.
Okay.
New
that's-
Zana, specifically. He did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Do you guys got stuff you want to talk about? Because we could jump some questions if you don't.
No.
Okay, great. Blake?
Man, I'm because we were talking about like streaming and twitching and like
Yep.
I might get into some twitching. I saw a game that's coming out towards the end of the
Webcam?
month. Yeah, I'm gonna get a webcam. I'm gonna get on Twitch, and I want to get playing this game called Outworld that I just randomly saw, and it's made by Deep Silver, but it looks like an open world Dark Souls. So I'm gonna give that a go.
Deep Silver is always a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's gonna be interesting.
Oh, they made that bad game. What was it
that
called?
bad game?
That one.
That one bad game.
Well, that's the thing. I
Saints
was
Row.
no shit, but yeah, I was like excited about this and being like, oh man, this looks pretty cool. And then I see Deep Silver. I'm like, oh, now this is gonna be a bit of a lotto, I think.
They also did Dead Island,
Yeah,
I think,
which is cool.
Which was actually pretty well received.
Yeah, I really like the combat in Dead Island.
It was the first person melee sort of stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and you could like target different parts of
Mm.
the body, and like, so if you had like, there were these like zombies that were really giant.
Yeah.
And like, if you cut off their arms, they're basically useless.
Neat.
So then you've just got like this weird torso guy.
Did you ever
walking
see
around.
The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, yeah, it's one of the most popular shows around.
cool.
Have you ever
Yes.
heard of Game of Thrones?
Have you read? I don't know if you've heard of this. Harry Potter. No. So no, in The Walking Dead,
Is that like
the,
Narnia?
the character Michonne has like when she's first introduced,
Yeah.
she's got a bunch of like mouthless zombies.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mouthless, and I think they're also armless, maybe.
Right, yeah. So
Yeah.
they're harmless.
No, I said armless.
Oh!
Oh, they're armless. This is why I'm not a voice actor.
Yep.
Oh, and also, what have I been doing? I've been doing press presentations of PlayStation 4
Oh, man.
Path
Yeah.
of Exile. Did 2 of those this morning.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna play that.
Oh yeah.
Had
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
had to get to work at 7:30 on a Saturday morning. It was a bummer.
You know that's normal time for some people.
Yeah, I mean,
At-
some people will be like, "Wow,
on a
what,
Saturday
you got to
morning?
you got to sleep in. That was pretty good."
Well, no, not talking about Saturday, but
Yeah.
But
I rest my
7:30.
case. I rest my case.
Did you do like what Bex normally does and like buy a whole bunch of donuts?
No.
You should have done that. That's how
I should
that's
have.
how she gets through it.
No. Instead, we went to a place called the Kimchi Project afterwards and had delicious Korean fusion food. It's pretty good.
I was talking about food.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
you're
yes,
lining
yes.
it up, right?
Yes, yes. Big announcement, everyone. This is the biggest announcement of the year. Forget about ExileCon. Forget about E3. We're doing another.
GDC's happening.
Forget about
Next
that.
week?
Yeah, forget about it.
Forget about GDC. Forget about elections. I don't know what else.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing another lunch seat flavor. Not lunch eat flavor. Was that what it was called?
I don't remember.
We're gonna eat some food and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
When? I haven't heard about this.
We're gonna do it in what's this month? March.
March.
We're doing it in April
Oh boy.
because we're gonna go to a place called Chico's.
Yep.
It's real good. I've been there 3 times now. I'm excited to take you guys there.
And there may be special guests.
We
Possibly.
we may have some special. I have to like still talk to them.
Oh, okay.
But we
Look,
might have some,
just book them and they will come.
well, we're gonna invite Jonathan
Oh, cool.
and Mark too.
Oh,
See if they're interested.
I've asked Mark II to be on the podcast before, and he's been
Does not want to go on the podcast, but I think if he doesn't have to talk about
Path of
video
Exile.
games.
Yeah, yeah.
I think if he's talking about food,
Yep.
he might be more interested.
Yep.
Because food's great. Yeah, that's the announcement of the year.
Yeah.
You heard it here. You're welcome.
I really want to go to that 8 buffet though.
Yes, that's another one we're gonna do at some point in the
Mhm.
future.
The month after.
Yes.
Oh
The
man,
reason-
is this a monthly thing now?
The reason-
that would be
the-
cool.
Oh, it better not be. It's too expensive. 8 is very expensive, and I don't think it's
I
even
think
called.
it's like $100.
I think it's more than that.
It's like half of what we paid at the.
Yeah.
That was
The French cafe was
Jesus.
bonkers.
Have you heard about 8?
No, I don't think so.
They've got like an actual naan oven thing. there.
Okay. Like an oven.
Have you heard, have you
Have you seen the naan ovens?
No.
Have you seen an Indian restaurant before?
It's like a
They make actual naan there.
yeah.
No way.
They've got like an oven for it.
They don't grow it.
They don't ship it from overseas either.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And you can request naan.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
How many types of naan do they have?
They take requests, man. You can ask for whatever.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
I want raw naan.
Raw naan?
Ron,
Yeah.
Ron-
Just the dough?
Will they bake that for me?
well, they won't.
I want it baked,
won't
but
bake
I
it.
want it raw.
Hmm.
Is this a special
Let's
like?
see you work that
That's
out.
like a diet or something. You only eat raw.
Yeah, it's
food.
the raw food diet.
Yeah, the raw food diet.
Okay.
Raw eggs, raw meat.
Oh,
It's all good. You lose weight real fast. Tell you what,
just goes through you.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
road. You just put a
Like,
road through you.
you really do feel like a new man.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a better one.
A different one.
But, but a
really
different one.
Sickly
Yes.
person.
You feel frail.
Yeah.
You feel tired, run down. You simultaneously feel hungry and like not eating at all.
Yeah.
That's the
Real, real
new
detox.
diet. Please don't sue me if you if you try it.
If you try that.
Don't try it.
I heard
Please
on
don't
this
try it.
podcast that Nick recommended the raw diet.
I am not a doctor. I know a doctor.
Oh, he said he knows a
wouldn't-
doctor.
He would not recommend this.
Do you want to talk about ExileCon?
Oh yeah,
We just
yeah.
tickets just went on sale.
You guys going?
If
I
I can
think-
afford
I
the
think-
ticket, yeah.
I think we're all going.
We're all
Mark.
going?
I,
All right.
I think so. I think we just are entitled to go.
Okay.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah,
we'll,
you
we'll
get-
be there.
You get a free ticket. Yeah,
I've got free
you
ticket.
get a free
Hey,
ticket.
Whoa.
If you are both listening to this podcast and going to ExileCon, email frontseatquestions@gmail.com. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, actually, I want to see what you guys think, see what listeners think about like possibly doing some sort of
A baby meetup?
or, or something.
Yeah, we might. It's
Or
going to be the
maybe
world's
even running some sort of competition. I
Or
don't
maybe
know.
just hitting the shuckers.
running a. What do we have to give away?
That's for us to discuss later.
You get to keep Blake.
No, you get me for one day, and I'll.
You can do whatever you want to
we,
him.
Jesus. We can record a podcast of your choosing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we should do like some sort of meetup or something. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we ever talk about the meetup we did at Toto's?
Nope.
We did a podcast meetup at Toto's Pizza.
We did.
Did we?
Afterwards, yeah. This is the one I organized?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where had one guy show up and
Yeah.
he's like, I've never listened to your podcast, but I like podcasts.
Yeah. That was our hook. That was our thing.
Yep.
uh,
So it was a great success.
so we've set a pretty high bar for meetups.
Yep.
Let's see if you can surpass it by emailing frontseatquestions@gmail.com if you're going to ExileCon.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. Shall we answer? I'm going to read this out. I'm going to read out a thing. What do you think?
Yep.
Okay, this is from Gone Fishing. This is a YouTube comment, I believe. Regarding Apex and EA's involvement. So this is in response to, we talked about Apex and also...
This is the ongoing conversation.
Yes, this is from 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks?
A number of weeks ago.
From an amount of time ago. EA purchased Respawn in late 2017, not long after Titanfall 2 released. EA have been their publisher for a while, though. Apex is dope, though. They really nailed the team dynamics to the point that a solo or even duo queue just wouldn't be the same game. The pinging system is a game changer for sure, and I really hope more games adopt something like this moving forward. Yeah.
I heard that like Fortnite was just going to take a whole bunch of like Apex features. Pinging, reviving characters.
Isn't this good? This is a fantastic thing, I reckon. Like, it's like Fortnite has finally got some competition, and they're improving their game because of it.
Yep.
It's just great.
Didn't Left 4 Dead have a pinging mechanic?
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't even remember.
Pills here.
No, it just auto did it.
Really?
Yeah, it auto did it.
Oh.
Yeah, as soon as your character saw ammo or
I thought you could highlight objects.
Yeah, to pick up and stuff, but you didn't need to shout anything out. I'm pretty sure it just auto does it, right?
I don't remember. It's been so long since I played Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, same.
Well, I'm probably wrong.
Left 4 Dead was great. Like we played that a few times at work, and like we were playing Left 4 Dead 2, and like they had the melee weapons, and if I found a guitar, that was my one weapon I was using the entire thing, just like hitting people with the guitar. It's so good.
Guitar?
A guitar. A guitar.
Guitar. Okay.
A guitar.
Okay. Because I think a qatar is a type of like dagger, like a 3-pronged.
You're thinking
dagger.
of a katana.
No, I'm not. But you are.
You're thinking of a sword.
Oh, yeah. It's
A long dagger.
I'm thinking of a fork. Sorry, 3 prongs. Yep.
Spork.
Splade.
What is that?
A splade is what it is as a spork, but it's the actual name of a spork.
Really?
Yeah, it's called the splade.
Sounds like something like half something and half spade.
It's spoon and blade.
Blade.
And I guess fork also fits in there somehow. I didn't invent the term. I just know it.
Well, you're a fancy diner, so I'm not surprised you know
That's
these
right.
things.
All of the nicest restaurants, they only give you splades.
Yep.
I think maybe it was an Australian invention.
Displayed?
Yeah.
Why?
A spoon with a knife on it?
But no, a spoon. The spork. The spork, basically.
Oh, yeah?
I think I might be talking out of my butt right now. I think maybe.
Well, Australia's like known for claiming like other things, right? Like lamingtons.
Which
Far lap.
Yep. Oh, yep.
They took
Russell
Far Lap.
Crowe. That's okay though.
yeah, you can have that one back.
Crowded house.
Pavlova?
Yep. All these important things.
Well, maybe if you guys tried inventing something for once.
Unbelievable.
All right, that's like the only new question we have. You guys got some stuff?
Shit. Did you know ZBrush had an announcement?
Oh, yeah.
You saw it?
I didn't look into it. I heard about it though. Folders are a thing.
Folders are a thing.
Yep.
Holy shit. They got folders. Nick.
Oh,
Can you believe it? A 3D package now supports folders.
cool.
Yeah. No one cares.
Explain to me why this. Okay, what is this change?
Oh, the ZBrush thing?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
folders.
Well, they've got 2019, so they went to like annual releases. Do you ever get like cool software for design? or is it just spreadsheets?
No. We pretty much exclusively use Google Docs
Mm.
and Excel.
Yeah.
And then
It's just
the
auto-sum?
proprietary tools that we made, like the config editor and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Notepad.
So yeah, we invented Notepad too, I guess.
Shit. When's Notepad 2019 coming out? That's what I want.
It came out last year.
Does it have folder support?
I still don't know what you mean by that.
So before with ZBrush, the quick overview is like you would have an object and sub objects. Like you have your one thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, if you had a bottle, that would be another object under
Okay.
it. And then you could have a cup above it. But everything was pretty much an independent object.
Okay.
You couldn't group anything together.
Right.
So if you wanted to move the these 5 objects,
yeah.
you had to then, and moving a thing in ZBrush is just not fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you can't do it precisely
Okay.
just because of the nature of
Of a
ZBrush.
3D space.
No, just the way they handle like translating and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, you can group them and then just
Mhm.
move them once and then be done with it. No,
Cool.
like a normal application.
Right.
A lot of people have been asking for folders,
Yeah.
which is pretty funny.
Wow.
That sounds like a minor and important improvement.
Yeah, ZBrush has been out for 20 years. They never had folders.
Whoa, 20 years.
20 years.
Whoa.
But yeah, it's good.
Did they say why it took them this long?
No,
Was the technology just not there yet?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, they've got a whole bunch of other cool stuff too. They've got this NPR renderer.
Oh, National Public Radio.
Yeah. So you can render
can just-
like National Public
Yeah,
Radio.
get some Terry Gross in there.
It's non-photorealistic rendering, so you can just drag on a rendering style which looks like pencil sketches
Hmm.
or like comic books or whatever. Like there are just a
Sweet.
whole bunch of like default NPR renderers that you can just apply to your model now.
And what does it do?
It could make your render look like another thing, as if you drew it, for
Like
example.
a,
that
like
would
a
be one
painting
thing.
or something.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a PR?
Is there PR?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Photorealistic.
Yeah. They always said that.
Oh,
I thought you meant like public relations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking
yeah.
that too.
So is there anybody who like promotes ZBrush?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Some
cool,
real
cool,
good guys.
Cool.
Man, it's good.
It's
If you're
a
not
pretty
an artist.
slow news week on the
On the ZBrush front?
podcast. No, on Front Seat Gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
this is the kind of stuff I get excited for, but I just don't like to talk about it because I know Nick doesn't care about it.
Yeah, what you can talk about it. It's true. I don't care about being able to
About
group
ZBrush?
objects and
Yeah.
translate.
It's a game
them.
changer, man.
I mean, it does sound like it, but it sounds like the sort of thing that should have happened 5 years ago, 10 years
Mm.
ago.
Well, they had a thing that they almost like introduced a ZBrush version of folders in 2018,
Uh-huh.
but it sucked. You would just put the start thing, and then everything below it was meant to be grouped.
hmm,
But yeah, it just wasn't good.
hmm.
Interesting.
I think it's Blake. Blake doesn't use ZBrush.
I don't use it often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they've got cool stuff. I think we can actually use it at work. For more things that we do,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
that's
environment stuff
Cool.
as
Yeah,
well,
it's cool.
not just sculpting characters.
Mm.
Yeah. I always am excited when I do have a thing where I'm like, I get to use ZBrush, but it's so rare.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Act 5, I use ZBrush like all the time.
Why is that?
Well, we're getting a lot of like photogrammetry stuff and
Mhm.
like outsourced stuff now, and it's like,
Usually you use Maya, correct?
yeah.
So, what are ZBrush's strengths over Maya?
Well, ZBrush is like you're sculpting detail to something.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. Maya, like I mostly use Maya now for just putting things together. So like the way, like if I use when I do use ZBrush, the way is like I do a high poly sculpt in ZBrush
Mhm.
and then bake that down into a low poly thing, and then in Maya, I take pieces of that. Well, I
Yeah.
put it together in Maya, but then I'll also take pieces of that to make multiple variations of the thing.
Right.
You know, so we've got, I don't know, one one, like, say, treasure chest turns into, like, I don't know, 5 treasure chests, but it's all using, like, the one, it's all based off the one
Object.
yeah.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
I remember Saveun showing me some randomized grass.
Oh, yep.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
But that all happens, like, here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
How come we don't have the grass randomized in-game?
We do.
Well, my understanding was that you would, like, have it randomize a bunch of plants, for example,
Mhm.
and then you would select the ones that looked good,
Mhm.
maybe make modifications to it if necessary,
Mhm.
and then they would get added to the game.
Yep, you could do it that way too. There are multiple ways to do that for Path of Exile.
Well, what do we do?
We do a combination of the two. Well, we do a lot of whatever works for whatever we're working on. There may be a certain look that we're going for. The markup that you're talking about that we use in game is not fantastic. Therefore, we have to employ like a different technique.
Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're probably out of time at this point. Right?
I do want to give a shout out to another
yes.
podcast.
Yes.
So they're fans of ours.
Yeah.
Turns out when they've posted on their Facebook like multiple times about our episodes, and their podcast is pretty new. It's called 40 Cabal, and it's a 40K Warhammer like tabletop miniatures podcast.
That's right.
Um,
The URL nz40kabal.podbean.com. I hadn't heard of Podbean, but I love that name.
I've heard of Podbean.
I think it's an app.
Yeah, it's just an app.
They've shared this podcast. Thank you guys.
Yep.
Big thank you for that.
We'll share their podcast as well.
you should check them out.
Yep. I listened to an episode of theirs, and it's cool because like I've always thought that tabletop stuff is like interesting and like it would be fun to get into, but it's just it seems like a bit of a learning curve, and like I just never really had the opportunity to get into it.
Huh.
But it's like looking into a world, the whole massive world that I didn't really know that much about. And they're talking about like what like units counter other units and like strategies and stuff. It's really cool. I like it. And they're talking about like painting and like what techniques to use to get like decals on things and
That's
stuff
cool.
like that. It's
The painting always appealed to me.
yeah.
That was my brother used to buy like 40K figurines and Warhammer figurines, and I always liked painting them.
Yeah.
And he
How old were you?
was like 7.
Oh
so
no!
I did not
so
do
you
a good
ruined
job.
them.
Yes, I loved ruining them.
Yeah.
And I just the game, I didn't even realize there was a game.
Yeah.
For a long time. I just thought, oh yeah, these are just figurines you paint.
Yeah.
And if that was the case, I would still be happy with it.
Oh man, I used to when I was a kid. I had a game called Hero Quest, and it came with like little figurines, and I painted up a bunch of those. And from my memory, I was like, "These look awesome. These are great." And then recently, my parents gave me that game back, and I looked at them and was like, "Oh my god, it looks like a 5-year-old painted this."
How old were you?
About 5 or 6.
That's so
Under
crazy.
10 for sure. But I remember them being like so cool. I had like blood dripping off the like zombies and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, some kid ruined these figurines."
And that kid.
And it was
you.
all oil-based paint too, so I was like, "Oh, how am I going to get rid of this?"
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just throw them away.
No. I'll just dump them in terps or something, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, if you've got stuff you want to say to us.
Oh, and I think one of like I was listening to the podcast of theirs, and one of the guys mentioned being a cop in Kaikoi, which is my hometown. I don't know if they were just joking because they didn't continue on with it, but like, man, if one of the hosts on that show lives in Kaikoi, that's pretty awesome.
If you're listening to this show right now and you're that guy, arrest Blake next time he's in.
I'm out of his jurisdiction. I'm
Yeah,
not,
but
I'm not
when
going
you-
back. I can't go back to that town after what I did.
If you've been looking for Blake, he's in Auckland. Blake's in Auckland now. Okay. If you've got stuff you want to say to us, email frontseatquestion@gmail.com. You can ask us whatever you want, literally anything, but we might not answer some questions depending on what you ask. You can also tweet at FrontSeatCast, or facebook.com/FrontSeatCast is our Facebook page. Frontseatgamer.wordpress.com is our WordPress site. Sometimes we get comments on there and we reply to them.
Mostly your dad.
Mostly my dad. YouTube.com/FrontSeatCast. Hi, Dad, by the way.
What does he want to do during the ExileCon meetup?
What?
Your dad.
Probably just hang out. Yeah, we got a YouTube page. That's cool. Twitch.tv/FrontSeatCast is our Twitch page where Saveun sometimes twitches. And maybe Blake now, too.
Yep, I'm going to get on that game in a couple of weeks. Get my
A couple
setup.
weeks, he's going to
Couple
Twitch
weeks.
on
Yep.
Twitch.
Cool.
We're going to discover if this game is awesome or horrible.
Which game is this again?
It's called Outward,
We'll find
and
out.
it looks like an open world Dark Souls type
Right.
game.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. Rate us. Tell your friends. You know the drill. I think we're still technically part of the Australasian Gaming Podcast Network.
Technically,
Technically.
What's happening there?
I sort of stopped looking. They do a lot of like meetups and stuff
In Australia?
but they're in Australia. You know, they do like I think they were doing like a Street Fighter tournament or something like that.
That's cool.
Well, yeah, which is cool.
Man.
We
That's like
gotta
the
fly
best,
over there and
That's the best fighting game.
Street
Hands
Fighter.
down.
Which version of Street Fighter
Screw
is
you,
the best
Saveun.
one?
4. It's got to be 4.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers is the best.
Dude, that Smash Brothers tournament that we played, like,
Yeah.
I just don't get that game. I just don't get it.
Here's what happened. Blake chose Sonic.
The best character.
And then he used one attack the whole time, and it was the attack where he jumps and then he homes in on a nearby enemy. But if you're not like paying attention, you can just fly off the edge. And so then Blake could just fly off the edge 3 times and lose. So
Yeah. The last game I
that's why
played.
I said try a different character, and he said no.
No,
I
Sonic's
love
awesome.
Sonic's the best.
Yeah.
It's like you haven't got a hit in.
Yeah.
Blake was fighting Jake. Jake was playing, I don't know who, King DDD, who doesn't matter who Jake was playing. Jake didn't touch the controller, and Blake lost.
It's a hard game.
Changed. You know what?
You got to go fast.
We'll be back in a couple weeks. Bye.
Speaking of Sonic, did you see the Sonic? What is that like
Poster?
poster stuff? Like,
Oh, the controversy about how Sonic looks horrible.
oh
Is
my
it
God.
controversy?
Oh, he looks horrifying.
Yeah, he doesn't look like
Is it
Sonic.
a movie?
Yeah, it's gonna be a movie.
Okay.
Like normally I'm like whatever, deal with it. That they redesign characters sometimes, but like the Ninja Turtles, for example. I think
Yeah.
that redesign. Sure, I can see why you would be nostalgic for the first one. I don't think that like the new Ninja Turtles are like the worst thing in
Yeah.
the world, but fuck that Sonic is
Sonic
like,
is horrific.
bad, like actually
Yeah.
creepy.
Like the Ninja Turtles, their redesign, it looked cool, but like people complain that it didn't look like.
they
Ninja
gave
Turtles.
Sonic human legs.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And like weird small eyes.
Yeah,
It's all wrong.
It
It's
looks
all wrong.
It looks. I don't know. It looks like something you'd see on DeviantArt. That's like I feel grossed out looking at that.
It looks like Sonic had a baby with a human,
Yeah, he looks too
and that movie is about that baby.
like things like that. You shouldn't be creeped out that they're naked. I think it's the human legs.
They got rid of the gloves,
Yeah, they made the fur. It's
white instead. Yeah.
see, like you see the Pokemon movie, right? And that looks amazing.
So excited for
You
that,
know?
honestly. I'm
And
so
nobody is
excited.
like, isn't it weird that Pikachu's naked? But when you look at that Sonic, you're like, this looks wrong. It looks gross.
By the way, we have to watch the new